Hello dear ones, and welcome to a new edition of the Top 10 PPC News for the last week of August. So, what are we talking about in this edition? Firstly, how to get rid of Google partner videos, new metrics in demand generation, how many assets to add in campaigns, market statistics in the new merchant center, and then a push for influencer marketing in YouTube ads. Instead, for Meta, we discuss how to effectively conduct A/B testing on ad targeting that appears in notifications, target frequency, and other last-minute updates from Meta. Instead, for Amazon, I am linking to a presentation on the best practice for reducing wasted spend in ads. Well, let's start with the 2 extra pieces of content, in addition to the ranking, which include one from Georgi Zajakov on LinkedIn.com, who provided a summary of Google's Think Retail on Air 2024 event, where the latest developments in retaping for online retail sales are presented. Here is a brief recap, indeed made by George. The other post, in addition with the top 10, is the publication by TikTok of a marketing guide for the holiday season, including Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas. Here is a nice recap done by socialmediatoday.com. So Andrew H. Hutchinson, and you can then download the original report by registering on TikTok. But now let's move on to the news number N of this week. The news was found by Anna Onzoa, who in turn reposted a post by Georgi Zajakov that we have already seen. In the extra news, where the news of a partnership with Brand Connect for YouTube ads is reported, which will allow companies to make ads using videos from other creators, thus connecting to videos created by others in a structured manner, of course, not as it was possible to do before. News number 9. SearchEngineInland.com is a post by Ewan Farsinger that suggests a series of strategies to avoid wasting money on Amazon. There are naturally some things that are quite obvious and well known, but there are also some more interesting, specific, and advanced aspects in this place, which is why I highlighted it. News number 8. Google announces that it will release sort of trends in the coming weeks in preparation for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas. Trends in online retail product sales, which helps in organizing campaigns to see what is performing better or worse in the market. Essentially, a kind of ongoing market analysis. In the Merchant Center next. News number 7. John Loom explains in detail, as usual, how to truly verify whether it is worthwhile to use old-school targeting in meat ads, such as interests, lookalike audiences, and detailed targeting, or if it is better to rely on the platform's automated methods. He explains how to make comparisons, helping to understand whether one method is better than the other, without assuming that the automated approach is always superior, as it typically is the most effective option unless there are very specific circumstances. News number 6. Federico Maloney on LinkedIn.com has shared a tool, the link to which you can find in his post, that instantly finds all the longest running ads of a competitor and those that have had the greatest reach in Europe, given the ID of your competitor. Useful, interesting for speeding up the analysis work of competitors. News number 5. Casey Gill on LinkedIn.com has noticed a new recommendation from Google, which in some cases suggests not to include all possible assets such as titles, descriptions, and images within ads, as it may not be the best practice. I would add that in campaigns that receive few views, the more assets you add to the adaptable ads, the longer the campaign will need to test all the combinations, so it becomes a negative aspect. You have added too many headlines. In any case, what can happen is that some titles remain forgotten, and Google does not circulate them. It is also possible that they are the best titles, but let's say that you can't always have everything in life. This is often true at Google. News number 4. Dario Zanoni on LinkedIn.com has documented one of the first new metrics, let's say, actual conversions, including view-through conversions, all presented in a single conversions column to make comparison with other platforms such as Beat Ads. Clearer, essentially to inflate the number of conversions a bit, to compare them, in short, with those reported in Meta. News number 3. The podium. In fact, there are 2 pieces of news from Bram Van Halen, both on LinkedIn.com. Here is a brief recap of the 5 latest updates: target frequency, multi-advertiser, new default, donate now as a call to action among the available calls to action, new filters for inventory on Instagram Reel, and new settings for the business page in the Business Manager. Additionally, there is another point from Brandon Allen regarding the possibility that some advertisers have already noticed of placing ads in notifications, something that has happened in the past, but now there is a clear specification on this. News number 2. Danny Gerson on LinkedIn.com has published a post explaining how to block views on Google partner videos that often have content quality issues. To put it mildly, he explains the string to. Insert in the placement block to specifically block these views. Additionally, besides Dainies, Ost on LinkedIn.com, I would like to point out this. Ost on Swipe Insight where Google itself announces that there will be restrictions on video partners and further subscriptions, as they have probably realized that there are some undesirable elements in this vast sea of video partners. News number 1. The top news of this week has been published recently, and it is a great post summarizing the detailed advanced optimizations that can be made on the feed. We have read dozens of these posts, if not hundreds, but this one is a bit special because it takes for granted all the basic optimizations, the title, the images, and goes a bit more into detail with very specific and particular optimizations. Read it and you will see that, indeed, some things are very, very interesting. Well, that's all for this week. See you next time. Just make sure not to do anything you wouldn't do and that the ROI is happy. Bye.